Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Cincinnati Reds.
Than Sal Stewart is right now.
First career multi-home run game for Sal Stewart.
Byron Buxton, a 2-homer night.
He can get hot with the best of them.
Crushed off the top of the batter's eye. The right-handed power of Ellie De La Cruz.
Jeffers has been on a tear.
The Twins go deep again. He's all fired up.
Back to back for the Reds.
It is 11-0. It is batting practice at Target Field tonight.
This was a truly collective effort.
A pair of penthouse squads propelled by power. The Reds and Twins atop their divisions collide at chilly Target Field in Minneapolis. And a very pleasant good evening. Welcome back to Reds Baseball. Welcome back to our closer, my friend and yours, the Cowboy, Jeff Brantley. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
I'm John Sadak. Jim Day on the way in just a bit. The feels-like temperature right now is 31 degrees. It will feel like it's in the 20s during the course of this game. Lucky for the Reds, they have a young man with Minnesota roots on the mound.
Yeah, Brandon Williamson grew up about 2 hours south of here. He's used to this kind of weather. Maybe not used to it currently, but he'll be used to it overall. And the changeup and the cutter tonight may play really big for him. He needs a ball game like he pitched in Miami, where he had command of that changeup. Anything you hit off their hands or off the end of the bat, that's trouble.
He'll have about 200 folks here. His hometown is a total population a little north of 700. The Twins tonight go with the man who is now their ace in Joe Ryan.
Ryan, he's just a great starter. You're facing another number one. He knows how to manipulate the strike zone, both with the fastball and the cutter. But the biggest issue for him this year has been that knuckle curve usage. He has used it more. He's using it with 2 strikes. You see the numbers there. It's not like he needed an additional weapon, but he's got it, and he's got the weather working in his favor here tonight.
It's allowed him to paralyze right-handers. First pitch still to come. The slugging success of these teams pivotal. Who will take this series in the Twin Cities? Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and the Young Family Cancer Center, a regional leader in cancer care. And by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. On tap, the man in the leadoff spot. A Twin for a couple of years, twinning with Jim Day. A tour of Target Field with closer Emilio Pagan.
/Reds.
It's a Minnesota kind of night. Ellie De La Cruz ready for the elements. First of 3 with the Twins. Jim Day with you. He's Emilio Pagan, former Twin, pitched many times in this ballpark. What could you tell us, or what have you told your teammates of how this ballpark plays, particularly on a night like tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cold. Kind of the only thing that really sticks out that's unique to this is I remember having a conversation with Byron Buxton, and he says that when the wind is blowing in from center, it's actually like swirling in off the top of the state of Minnesota, the thing out there in center. So the ball actually carries a little bit better when the wind's blowing in on the field. But other than that, it's still baseball. It's going to be cold, but we'll figure out a way to get through it.
And you, particularly in the home bullpen, you guys have heaters down there, but you guys would turn them off because it would get too hot?
Yeah, it's like fake heat. So we would tell them to turn them off so that when we ran through the gate in center, it wasn't so much of a shock. Because it gets warm out there, so we feel nice and toasty while we're not pitching. So when you run in, it gets cold, but turn it off, little trick of playing here.
When it's cold like this tonight, are you able to put it in the zone a little more, knowing that the ball might not carry, or can you not have that come into your game plan?
I don't ever try to think about that. So just trying to throw strikes, get in plus counts as quick as I can, and then go from there.
Real quick, the hamstring, I know you tested it out again today. How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels fine. Good enough to go, so I'll be ready to go.
All right, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
That is Emilio Pagan, and he has shared how to play in this ballpark on a night like this. We'll see how it turns out as we go upstairs to the guys that will call it. John Sadek and the Cowboy Jeff Brantley.
Well, thank you, Jim, and kind thanks to Emilio. This is a gem of a ballpark, Cowboy. For those fans that haven't come, maybe not when it's 20-something degrees, but check this place out. It is beautiful.
It definitely looks good. You're looking around. They've got heaters all up under the walkways, and this place there's a lot of people here tonight. Even on a cold night where yesterday it was, what, 80 degrees when we got here? And today we're looking for snow, it feels like.
It does have that chill to it, and those Reds ready. They are 5-2 in road action this year, while the Twins are one of the better home teams early this campaign at 7-3. Full 9 for the Reds, brought to you by St. Elizabeth Healthcare. TJ Friedel leads it off for Terry Francona. McLean, De La Cruz, whose first career grand slam came the last time the Reds were here. That was in September of 24. Stewart's been on a tear, was pitched in for the first time extensively just yesterday. Eugenio Suarez has hit the Twins well lifetime. Nathaniel Lowe has seen tonight's starter the most among these Reds. Spencer Steer came up in the Twins organization, was traded to Cincinnati. Will Benson has had success against Joe Ryan. Tyler Stevenson, when he's batting ninth, you know you got a long Reds lineup.
Amen.
And Ryan, 29 years old, hails from San Francisco, coming off an all-star year.
Has a really good idea about how to pitch, John. Reading hitters' swings, using the ball on both sides of the plate, sets up hitters well. He can pitch backwards. He can pitch traditional. He's going to be a tough cookie, especially on this cold night.
See a lot of fastballs. He's leaning on that four-seamer and two-seamer early this year, and he has eaten up righties. That's part of why the Reds have loaded their lefties in the lineup.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, okay, well, how does this cold air, because nobody's really used to this right now, how does this cold air affect how he's going to grip the breaking ball? Is it going to act the same as it did when it was warmer? Those are some of the things that we'll look out throughout the ballgame, and it's not only going to affect Joe Ryan, but it also could affect the starter for the Reds and Brandon Williamson.
Joe Ryan, who has only seen the Reds once, that came in September of 23, gave up 4 runs that day in 5 innings, a 2-run shot by Will Benson. The Cincinnati starter that day, by the way, was Connor Phillips. Gave up just 2 runs in 7 innings. That is still his only win as a starting pitcher when he got the better of Ryan. Defense for Minnesota, that's where they're suspect. These are 2 first-place but flawed teams. They are dead last in defensive runs saved. Martin, Buxton, Matt Wallner has a strong arm but limited range in right. Keep that in mind. Ryan Kreidler, Brooks Lee has not rated well defensively at shortstop. Keyshaw, Bell, and Caratini. Now Friedel, 0 for 3 hit by pitch. He bounced into a double play yesterday, something he has not done much on his career. It's been a scuffling season at the start for Friedel. Some signs of late, his last 10, 8 hits, 4 walks, but no extra base hits yet. Corners pinch in a step, trying to deny the bunt. And the first pitch is popped up. Shallow right center. There's Wallner. And that's something that Ryan welcomes. He's coming off a strong start in Toronto against the Blue Jays. It was leadoff walk home run for the only runs the Blue Jays got. They were aggressive. And Ryan said after the game, if they want to hack early, get out early, let me go more innings, please. That's fine. I'm here to win games. Matt McLean.
Well, as you say that, the key to beating this Minnesota club is being able to get to their bullpen as soon as possible. So you want to try to extend the pitch count of Joe Ryan. He's a tough customer.
And with that in mind, they have a new manager the Reds fans are familiar with, former Pirate skipper Derek Shelton. And if there's One regular thread that Twins fans have lauded him for, it's for going longer with his starters early in the season. But that is probably more out of necessity than by design.
That's by choice. That's just the only way that he can do it right now.
His most wins against any one team at the expense of the Reds. A losing record, though, head-to-head against Cincinnati. There's the sweeper that was a favorite pitch of Ryan last year. That is his least used pitch this year.
Always adapting. If you're not getting better, hitters will catch up to you.
Strike three. McLean goes down looking.
Well, this is quite the well-located fastball. Looks like it's going to start off the plate and comes right back to the outside corner. That is a money pitch.
Well, 2 down. Elly De La Cruz takes a healthy cut at a fastball. He was 0 for 4, struck out 3 times, bounced into a double play yesterday. That cost him a 6-game hit streak, a 15-game on-base streak. Not many pitchers have attacked him this way, back-to-back fastballs.
Yeah, Ellie's usually seeing changeup, breaking ball, breaking ball. That's the first 3 pitches of his normal at bat.
And lays off that knuckle curve that was first introduced by Ryan and used modestly last year. He uses it a lot this year.
Well, after seeing that one, I can understand why.
Bell guards the line at first. Strike 2. De La Cruz uses his timeout. See how that has impacted Ryan in his rhythm. And sent to left. Martin. A 1-2-3 first on 11 pitches. Minnesota's own Brandon Williamson to the mound for the Reds.
Responsible for the content of this ad.
Out of Tremont, Minnesota, about 2+ hours south of this stadium, Brandon Williamson with about 200 folks that made the long journey to get here tonight. Now, I saw a lot of Williamson gear in multiple sections sprinkled throughout the stadium. His numbers so far this year.
That started in Miami. That's the best we've seen him throw, and that's when he really had the changeup working on that night.
First pitch to Byron Buxton, who's had quite a contrast in just a week and a half to begin the year. His first 8 games rough, his 9 since stellar, including a spark in his power. Coming off a career year, had 35 homers last year, an all-star for a second time. Just early and foul. There was the changeup.
And that's where Buxton has done his majority of damage over the last 5-6 ball games, have been on the off-speed pitches. Those are the pitches he's staying on and driving.
There you see the split. His first 8 hardly hit. His last 9, he's looking like an MVP candidate. And the truth is, many years he would have been, but injury has derailed a stellar talent. He can also go get it in the outfield. 2-2. Missed up. A talk with Williamson, and he says his arm feels great coming off Tommy John. But you can't replicate game innings, and he just needs more of that feel. Payoff.
Nice cutter right there. That one got all over the hands of Buxton.
Three-two again. Lifted to routine right. Will Benson. Full 9 for the Twins, who are the best in baseball hitting with runners in scoring position. That's part of the contrast of these clubs. Reds are dead last. Josh Bell has more hits at the expense of Cincinnati pitching than any other opponent. The Twins have seen a lot of lefties. Williamson marks the 12th left-handed starter to oppose the Twins the most in the majors.
And I still think that their best offensive lineup is against right-handed pitching. They've got a ton of left-handed hitters on this roster.
Austin Martin getting on base at a 500 clip. Yeah, there are some parallels between the Twins and the Reds, including some younger stars. You know, Martin, Luke Keyshaw, who's on deck, Brooks Lee, who we'll see later in the lineup, all have been among their ranked prospects in recent years. That's line left field. Steer, the former Twins farmhand, secures the second out.
But if you hit the ball out of here tonight, you better get every bit of it, because that ball was tagged and it didn't go anywhere. May have caught it a little bit off the end of the bat, but I think he thinks he's got a hit when he makes contact. That ball didn't even get to the track. Good night to pitch.
So now Keyshaw. Breaking ball misses. Hit .302 as a rookie last year. Had an OPS of nearly 830. It's far below that at the start of this season.
That's wicked.
Shades of what he showed in Miami.
That's what he was doing in Miami. And that's a strike whether you swing or not.
And when I asked him the other day what had felt best for him so far, he readily talked about that changeup. Just instant feel out of the game. In the air, center field. Friedel has to go back. Touchdown, Friedel. 1, 2, 3 for Williamson. Friends and family loving it.
Now at the Home Depot.
Welcome back. Time for the Kia player profile. The Rook walks the walk. Some hitters say up the middle opposite way. It's more than the power. 17 hits straight away or opposite field. And it's also derivative, some Cowboy, of game situations where he wants to go and how he's been pitched overall on the season.
Yeah, I think he's handled both sides of the plate pretty well. And it's not like he gets beat on the inside corner. He may get beat chasing a pitch off the inside edge, but he doesn't get beat on the inside corner or the outside corner. If it's on the plate, he can hit it hard.
A couple of off-speed pitches here early. That's what he's done against fastballs this year. Healthy cut of that slider, had some bite to it. Ryan has been rough on right-handers. 4 for 34 entering this game. All singles. He has not allowed an extra base hit to a right-handed hitter.
May have that knuckle curve coming right here.
He has seen one and laid off. 2-2. Down to the way, full count. Just has some good takes. Feels very balanced.
He's really soft with that front foot.
Payoff, lifted shallow right. That exposes the wanting range of Wallner. Not many would have gotten to that with how you have to play Stewart, but it floats in for a hit.
And you think to yourself, well, Stewart just got lucky there. No, he didn't. He's having to keep those hands back, let the barrel lag a little bit, because he's thinking he might throw me a 3-2 hook. He's seen a bunch of breaking balls in this at bat, but he's still on the fastball enough.
Entering this game, 2 Reds have homered lifetime off Ryan. One of them is Eugenio Suarez. He has handled the Twins well in his career. .314 against Minnesota. OPS of nearly .950, but only 1 home run in this ballpark. Softly bounced to short. Lee, 1 play is at first. Stewart takes second.
Well, that's one way to move the runner up. Not exactly what you're trying to do, but it actually works.
So now Nathaniel Lowe. It's his 4th start in the last 10 days. He's the man who has seen Ryan the most, 2 for 9 against him. And this is another test for the Reds with men in scoring position. Twins entered first in the majors, .321. The Reds dead last at .171. They were top 10 of the majors men in scoring position last year. It's early yet. Lowe had a big hit in this spot in extras in Miami last road trip. And Cowboy off both first and now second. Stewart at times has hopped larger leads, seemingly trying to distract Ryan.
Well, what we saw in spring training, it seemed as though Sal was able to steal third base a lot easier than what he was stealing first to second. I think that's just reading the pitcher's move.
0-2 to the well-positioned Keyshaw. That gets Stewart to third, but 2 down. So now Spencer Steer.
This is one of those spots where you know Joe Ryan has got a multitude of different breaking balls. We've already seen him here early. But with a runner at third, you're less likely to try to really get on a breaking ball because you don't want to spike it and bounce it at home plate. And that might work to Spencer Steer's advantage because he's awfully good at hitting those breaking balls that stay on the plate.
Often to left center. He pulls those very often. Sends this in the air to right. Wallner fading back. And a fly ball out. Leadoff hit, stranded.
Hardware, folks.
Let's set the stage for ABS of the series. The Reds don't challenge much. The Twins challenge more than anyone. Twins are good, not great. The Reds have been the best in terms of percentage of success. Reds like to wait until later in games. Strike 1 at Ryan Jeffers, who catches and tonight DHs. Now, Williamson had issue with walks last time out. Career high 6, gave up 3 runs in 4 innings. A no decision in a team win against the Angels. He was 50-50 ball to strike in the 1-2-3 first inning. But that changeup is playing.
Well, it just gives him a pitch that if he does fall behind in the count, it gives him something that he can get back in the count with, and it's a competitive pitch and it's on the plate. He's getting a little long on that breaking ball right now. That's why that ball's staying up on him.
To left field. Steer. You're right, Cowboy. This ball is just not going all that far.
Ball doesn't travel too well when it's this kind of temperature.
That brings up Josh Bell. Nearly 100 of his career hits against the Reds. Nubbed fair. Williamson's got it. Soft second out. The first ball is not a fly out for Williamson so far.
Now, I would imagine the second time through this Twins order, they're going to be a little more on the breaking pitches and the changeup. They're going to start to look off speed, and that's when that cutter will be something that has to come into play for Williamson.
Victor Caratini. Topped first pitch to Suarez on the backhand.
Answers now at the Home Depot.
The first time the Reds saw Joe Ryan, Will Benson was a big part of the recipe for a Reds win. September of '23, Benson provided a lot of pop down the stretch when the Reds were in that playoff chase, and he took Ryan deep that day.
Take that right now. It might not get out of here, but maybe it'll be off a wall.
The lefties have hit Ryan far better. 262. All 6 of his extra base hits allowed. Now the oddity, he has not walked a lefty. All of his walks have come to righties. That's popped up. Kreidler. Couple of pitches, 1 out. Now Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson's been hitting the ball hard, but he is at $175. Ryan, the son of Curtis, one of the first American mountain bikers. Their in-house family legend claims that mountain biking was invented a few houses down from the Ryan home. He was right at the fore in that field. Grew up in greater San Francisco. Pops was also a snake wrangler and would take young Joe with him on a side hustle wrangling snakes. Joe was terrified of snakes, influenced by the Indiana Jones films. Still to this day has a fear, but his dad taught him to, with that fear,
Joe's very smart to be afraid of those snakes. They bite.
Once upon a time,
only good snake is a dead snake. That's how I look at it.
Once upon a time, Jim Day had you believing a snake was right with you in the booth.
That was not fun.
2-2. Jim, how'd you get him?
Well, John, it was the most lifelike rubber snake you would ever see in your life. And I put it in a spot on his bag where I knew that he would turn and then notice at the last minute. I've never seen the cowboy move so fast in my life to this day.
I almost touched it. I was reaching into my bag, and that was some hot footing in a hurry.
And it was one of those that kind of wraps around in a circle. Coiled. Yeah, so it looked lifelike.
Stevenson to center. Buxton, one of the better center fielders in the game.
I mean, that ball is absolutely tagged right on the barrel, a fastball up, and it goes nowhere. I mean, that's just right on the track.
That was 105 off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, that's out at Great American Ballpark.
Shy of the padded wall. Now Friedel, who has flied to right.
When you're on the mound and you know when a ball is hit and when it's barreled, because you know the sound, what it feels like. And when a ball doesn't go anywhere like that, you start saying to yourself, all right, well, I can just pitch right up here in the top of the strike zone and just let them whack it.
Feels like temperature of 31 at the start of the game. And it's only going to plummet.
This is where the snakes are underground now. They don't come out in this mess.
Hibernation mode?
Yeah, they're not even moving.
Beware of the rubber snakes, though.
Beware of death. He got me good. That was big. I remember that feeling.
3-1. The corners here had played in at the start as they did his first at bat. They backed up at 3-0 and remain at normal depth now.
Well, when Friedel has things going well and he's seeing the ball well, he'll bunt with 2 strikes. At this point in time, I don't think he's really seeing the ball that well, so I don't expect him to bunt with 2 strikes.
To right field, Wallner. Reds go in order. Snakes on a plane, snakes in a booth. Cowboy will not be there. Join the Reds for Star Wars Night, Saturday, May 9th. The ballpark will transform into a galaxy far, far away. Fans in attendance receive a Grogu bobblehead, thanks to Tri-Health. While supplies last, visit Reds.com/tickets. This is the way. Scoreless game. Matt Wallner leads it off. Brandon Williamson fresh off an 8-pitch second inning. That's one of his nicer sweepers so far.
First time he's landed that here tonight. A lot of times that's just the heartbeat slowing down a little bit, letting the arm catch up, not jumping so much to the plate. Got a lot of people here to watch him tonight.
There was such an innocent joy about Williamson when he spoke about just folks that he knows from his area that shot him a text, said they were going to be there, and he could not wait to see every single one of them. Up and in, got him. That's the first base runner tonight. So a man on, and Jim Day Williamson is no stranger certainly to the cold. That goes even beyond his Minnesota roots. And we'll get to that in a bit.
He may be going up to see Bubba.
Oh, Brandon Williamson's buddy. Well, he was directed that Bubba should be the destination for the microphone. Now Brooks Lee has been a run producer.
Yeah, I didn't know there were Bubbas in Minnesota. I thought that was just like a Mississippi thing. We got a lot of Bubbas. But I guess you got Bubbas everywhere, huh?
Bubba Gump Shrimp Company is always a favorite. Although we went with steak last night.
Yes, we did.
A miss down. It's also nice to welcome Sam LeCure back to the road, filling in on radio next door.
Nice to have him back.
Suarez in a stride at third base. The dirt still looks really dark.
It looks slick, especially in the third base shortstop area.
You can see that sheen. Yeah,
it looks wet.
Looks as if they just began play after a long rain delay. Now there was hail this morning that had you and Jim Day thinking you were under attack in the hotel room.
I thought it was coming through the window.
Suarez backs up at third. That changeup is great.
Well, in your mind as a hitter, you swing at that and you're so far out in front. I mean, watch where Lee is when he takes his hack. When you're that far in front, then you think, all right, I got to slow down a little bit, wait just a tad longer, and then he cuts that fastball in on your hand.
Sent to right, Benson. Runner halfway, Benson has it. 1 down. And Benson's playing time has been down a bit. He was sharing time with Noelvi Marte, who got demoted back to AAA. And Rhys Hines, I think deservedly, is getting a long look. This is a really rough matchup for any right-handed hitter tonight. So now Ryan Kreidler, who got called up last weekend when Royce Lewis hit the IL. It's been a chronic issue. Several of the Twins' best young stars. Young is not all that accurate as much anymore. Byron Buxton hit the 10-year service mark earlier this month. Have been chronically hurt. And Kreidler has delivered homers in back-to-back games. Williamson gets ahead 0-2. Strikes weren't landing as early or as frequently in the first. It's been far crisper since for Williamson. Center field, Friedel. So a lot of fly ball outs early for Williamson. He's now one time through. He'll rematch with a very hot and talented bat of Byron Buxton.
You have to wonder if Buxton is coming to the plate with that changeup in the back of his mind. He did tag one down the left field line, but he was out in front and he pulled it foul.
Suarez guards that line a bit at third. And the Reds infield here is playing much like they did against Willy Adames in the Giants series, heavily pinching that 5-6 hole between short and third. They're basically conceding a ball to true short to deny louder damage pull. And that's sent beyond De La Cruz, base hit. Goes against the grain. 2 on.
Goes out and hooks this one. The changeup up and away. That's not a strike in any league, but when you're Byron Buxton and you've got that kind of reach, you can go get it.
It's now 2 on for Austin Martin, who is flied to left. Now the Twins have been prolific with their power. Homers from 13 different men, the most in the majors. They have carried a robust offense, the best run differential going in the game. But I would argue the biggest reason for their offensive success, what they've done with men in scoring position. .321, the best in baseball, also tops at OPS and ribbies. Big spot for Williamson. Strike. Two. Nice sliding stop by Stevenson.
That was a pretty good curveball there, and Martin didn't even move.
changeup. Yeah, to your point, you've got to think that's him sitting on that fastball cutter. And the sell for Williamson, that swing tells you everything, right? He went after that changeup like it was a fastball. 2-2. Thought he had it.
He may have had it.
And we have a challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Catchers challenging the ball call.
Reds have been highly successful this year. The latest, high ball. Reds lose one of their ABS challenges. A little more than half an inch. So a payoff to come. Runners off, and that's fouled. The cutter. It's the repertoire so far.
Do you believe you can land the changeup here?
Misses, bases loaded. The calm take by Martin. Stevenson strides out for a chat with Williamson. That's the first walk tonight for the lefty. Only one hit on the inning. Hit batter at the start, and then with 2 outs, single on a reaching swing and a full count walk. Luke Keyshaw has flied to center. That was a ball Friedel didn't seem to read great. Had to go back late. Umpire issue getting that clock going. Wallner, the lead man, off third. He has excelled in this spot, as have many Twins. Oh, 0-2.
Keyshaw looked like he was setting up mentally for that cutter in on his hands, and he got the fastball middle away.
The 24th pitch of the inning. It's fouled back. The most taxing frame for Williamson. Can he keep it scoreless? 0-2. Blocked by Stevenson. Most of his changeups have been fading away to these right-handed hitters.
That one he just buried. He came over the top of it a little too quick. But at 0-2, that's not a bad pitch. You're trying to gauge the aggressiveness of the hitter.
Out of the zone. There have been several nice takes on the curveball by these Twins. Just barely down. 2-2. Punched him out, challenge. Called strike on the cutter, ABS powered by T-Mobile. Challenge this inning. That is a strike, inning over. Williamson just clips the zone. Scoreless still. An exhale moment.
In theaters now.
All right, we are back in Minneapolis, and there are a ton of Williamson fans up here, and I am amongst them. Dad here, we've got Mom, we've got his wife Ivy here, daughter as well. Let's start with you, Dad. How many people, first of all, you guys got here?
Well, we probably got about 30 maybe family members, 30 to 40, and we're thinking probably 150, 200 community people here, maybe more than that even. We're not real sure, but there's a lot.
Now, we've interviewed Mom before, and I love her because she's old school. She is scoring the game right here. And how special is it to see him pitch in this stadium?
This is amazing, Jim. We've waited for this for a long time. He missed the rotation a couple of years ago, and we were really sad, but we're so happy now. And there's a lot more than 150. There's probably upwards of 500. The whole free community, the Fairmont area, Trimont, they're all here. All here. My friends in the cities are here. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Now, this holds even more special meaning for you, Ivy. This had your first date. Is this correct? This stadium?
Yes, this stadium. I was 15. Brandon had just got his license, and his dad wasn't comfortable with him driving us up here. So his dad came and tagged along, and we watched a game, and it's fun to look back on that moment and now watch him out there on the mound.
Crazy how it comes full circle, Dad.
It has. It was fun. These guys are sweethearts, and they've been together forever, so it's pretty special.
Real quick question, Ivy. The call home when Brandon made the team out of spring training, he had dedicated it to you guys. It was a long road back from injury, and he said you guys got him through it. How special was that call? Yeah,
it was super special to watch him grind for so long. It's a lot of work. It's a long process, and it's very mental. So for him to be mentally strong every day, to go in and do his thing and come home to kind of a normal life and then jump back into this life is really, really special. And so for him to call us and tell us that he made it and pretty much didn't give them an option to not take him was really important, and I was just so proud of him.
All right, Mom, break it down. You got the scorebook over there. How's the son pitching right now? Got out of a jam there.
Yeah, we don't think he hit the batter, though. He's doing good. He's doing good. He's just got to get that arm and going, and I think he's doing fine.
Yeah.
All right, happy group up here, and boy, what a special moment for all of they're showing me a picture right now of Brandon Youngster with the Twins mascot. So this is a big night for the Williamson clan.
Oh, thank you, Jim. And that small town Americana.
That's pretty cool.
500 something people here.
It's amazing.
Payoff to De La Cruz, line to right. Wallner turned around. It's over his head. It's off the tall wall. De La Cruz starts for second. Wallner's got a cannon. Throw there is not in time. He somehow got through that tag try. 6-7 indeed, a double.
That was quite a throw from Wallner in right field. When you make a play like that and Ellie De La Cruz is running, that shows you the kind of arm he's got.
And he blistered that ball. That was 112 off the bat. That throw was at 93. Wallner had a top 10 outfield arm in the big leagues last year. So Reds have a couple of hits. Both have come with 2 strikes. Sal Stewart singled in the second. He's ahead 1-0. 4 doubles now on the year for De La Cruz, and another Reds chance with a man in scoring position. Now the other side to Williamson throwing nearly 30 pitches last half inning. Ryan had to sit for a stretch.
Not a night that you want to be spending a whole lot of time in the dugout sitting.
Stewart leads this Reds team 7 home runs. Late time for Stewart, who entered the day top 3 in the big leagues, and he is still a rookie. Outfield cheats in noticeably a bit. Wallner most pronounced in right. It's a tough, soft sweeper for a strike. And I have to imagine, Cowboy, they're cheating in some because they know the value of De La Cruz. On this cold night, runs could be at an extreme premium. Roll to third. De La Cruz has to freeze. Kreidler. It gets away. Booted by Bell. De La Cruz breaks. He's got third. Bell pops a fist into his glove. Reds have men at first and third.
That ball hit in the mitt of Josh Bell, and as he came up with the swiping sweep of the catch, ball bounced, but it hit in the glove and then out.
An E5 on Kreidler. Men at the corners for Suarez, who has softly grounded out to short. Twins defense is not a strength. Neither is their bullpen. And there could have been an argument at one point for who the ace of this Twins team was, but Pablo Lopez, who got Cy Young votes a couple of years ago, Tommy John, he's out for the year. So Ryan is the definitive one. Stewart goes, good jump. Pitch was up, modified pitch out. Throw down is late. Stewart swipes second. De La Cruz wanted to bolt from third, but he was looked in check by Keyshaw.
I thought Jeffers did a. That's not Jeffers. That's Kreidler. Caratini, I mean.
Jeffers does catch a lot. Infield comes in here. Can Suarez get it by him? Check swing, strike.
But when Caratini came up, Caratini doesn't possess a great arm, but the eye contact with De La Cruz as he came up to throw stopped De La Cruz in his tracks.
Fly ball here could mean a run. The lightning speed of De La Cruz at third. Wallner's got the best arm in right. Upstairs.
Well, this puts a tremendous amount of pressure on this infield for the Twins. Even if the ground ball is hit right at you and you do all the right things, you've got to make it perfect to the plate to get De La Cruz.
That's set by Suarez to left center. Base hit. De La Cruz scores. Stewart on his heels. Suarez to second. A standing 2-run double. The Reds get the big hit with men in scoring position and take a 2-0 lead.
Looked like a breaking ball that stayed on the plate and up. And Eugenio just stays on it. There was not an overswing there. That was almost a guide swing. I'm just going to stay on it and take it right through the middle, and he did exactly that.
That's the first extra base hit by a right-handed hitter against Ryan all season. Now Nate Lowe, who grounded out to second his first time. So the Reds, all 3 of their hits have come with a couple of strikes. The first time Lowe pulled the ball and Keyshaw was shaded to the perfect spot. This time Keyshaw's playing him more straight up. And as I say that, he took a big step and a half to his left.
A little hop.
That seemed to be directed by the dugout. So he is now pinching a bit more, not as pronounced as he did that first time. Swung through. Now Suarez does not have the foot speed of De La Cruz. Outfield is cheating in a few steps again. If it's a bouncing ball in front of one of those outfielders, that would be a tough send. Especially with still 1 out. 2-2. Lowe's never really been in this kind of a role as more of a bench bat getting spot starts. It's hard to not play every day.
It is. When you're used to being in the lineup every day and finding your eye at the plate, it's tough when you think you're going to play the next day and then you don't play for 4 days.
Missed on that backdoor knuckle curve, and yet he seems to do this a lot. He works a lot of deep counts. It's already 5 full counts for Ryan tonight. They're getting that pitch count up.
This will be pitch number 65 on the night. Here we are in the 4th inning.
Now Caratini out for a chat. It's now 25th on this inning about to come. That's 25 and counting. So how do they want to handle Lowe? First base open. Steer on deck, who flied out to right. Is part of the talk. Don't throw anything with danger because Lowe has the power to do damage. Ryan, to his credit, has yielded only 1 homer on his season. It was to the second batter he faced Saturday. Those are the only runs he gave up in 7 innings in Toronto. Payoff. Swung through, fastball up, strike 3.
Well, you can see that Caratini sets up away, and this pitch is up and in. It does the job, but it missed on the opposite side of the plate.
So now Steer, 3rd round pick by the Twins in 2019, came to the Reds with the since DFA'd and traded Christian Encarnacion Strand for Tyler Mahle. Joined the Reds organization in August of 22. Tasted the big leagues that September for the first time. Looks like there's some stirring, or at least jogging, maybe more accurately, in the Twins bullpen. Yeah, just some relievers high stepping out there, with Ryan's pitch count approaching 30 on the frame. Oh, 2. That's a good tough take by Steer.
It was a heck of a pitch, too.
The Reds' contact tonight has all come with 2 strikes. Can they add on with Suarez off second? The energy for the host Twins in this crowd has plummeted this inning. Full count.
He's tried 3 straight fastballs from the 0-2 count to where he sits now, and they've all missed off the outside corner. And the closest one was on the 0-2 pitch.
Payoff. Lined over third, foul.
There's that strike breaking ball. I don't think I would throw that again.
Payoff again to short, handled by Lee. Up the line a bit. Bell stayed on the bag. Hey, Eugenio Suarez. A 2-run double. Gets them both in. The Reds ahead by 2. Hey, Eugenio Suarez. A 2-run, 2-base hit. 2-0. Reds have the lead. They forced 33 pitches from Joe Ryan. So now Brandon Williamson, after a long time on the pine, set to begin against Ryan Jeffers, who was flied to left.
You don't have to be as fine now that you've got a 2-run lead. You still have to make pitches and do what you're supposed to do, but you don't have to worry so much about 1 run or 1 swing of the bat beating you in this instance if you're Brandon Williamson.
We saw, I thought, some of his better cutters and fastballs during that more labor-intensive 3rd inning. He left the bases loaded. Benson back and right at the wall. Well, Jim Day talking with the family. Some pictures were shared. This is young Brandon Williamson with T.C. Bear, the longtime mascot of the Twins, coming to games as a kid. And a long-standing tradition here. Hall of Fame pitcher, longtime TV analyst Burt Blyleven would circle fans in the stands. He brought that sign. He would circle fans that were holding signs. For so many of those that compete in uniform like you did, it began with a pure fandom love of baseball.
Love of the game.
Josh Bell saw 1 pitch softly tapped out to Williamson first time. His error means 1 of the runs unearned on Joe Ryan. Or excuse me, the error technically on the 3rd baseman. Center field, Friedel can't get there. Soft single for Bell.
Looks like he hits a cutter here. Just didn't quite get it in enough. Of course, you're facing a big, strong fella in Josh Bell.
Victor Caratini. He saw 1 pitch, grounded out to 3rd his first time. Caratini has not hit the Reds' great lifetime, but has done much better of late, and he has had a knack for big hits. I think of a couple of late homers he had in his Padres time that swung games. Part of that package deal. Yu Darvish's personal catcher for a long stretch. In the air, center field, Friedel. Oh, 2 down. By cutting down on the free runners through walks his last time out, this will only be the 60th pitch for Williamson, who went 4 innings total last time out against the Angels. And a brisk second. Can he have a similar frame here in the 4th? Wallner is from Minnesota, Forest Lake, but At his college time, not too far from you at Southern Miss.
Hattiesburg. Makes his home in Ocean Springs, down on the coast.
What's it like down there?
Peaceful and hot and humid.
The latter two quite the opposite of what it is right now.
No, good.
3-0. Taking all the way. He's only walked one so far tonight, but just a little over 50% strike rate.
You're just trying to do whatever you can to make Wallner swing the bat. Got a right-handed hitter on deck. This is a lefty-lefty matchup. You fell behind. Now you just got to make him swing.
And the other concern, while Lee is batting 8th, he has been a big run producer for the Twins. Lose Wallner, there would be 2 on for Lee. Bell goes. Check swing, he went, strike 3.
Superstore.
At each and every home game, if a Reds player hits the Toyota hit and win sign, one lucky fan wins a new built-in-the-USA Toyota Tundra. Register for the Tundra Home Run Challenge and your chance to win at any Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Well, Benson has popped to third so far tonight. First pitch lifted to right. Wallner over. 1 down. Benson has seen, I think, 3 pitches total tonight. Now, Joe Ryan threw 33 pitches in the 4th inning. His most taxing of the night so far. Tyler Stevenson saw 7 pitches before he lined out. He smoked the ball in the 3rd. Now Ryan goes through some different stretches and routines. He'll at times bend over at the waist and swing the arms back and forth in similar fashion to there, but more exaggerated. And it's something that goes back to one of his other boyhood sports roots. California, water polo is huge. It's very taxing athletically. And he said his time playing water polo taught him how to throw with backspin. And Cowboy, you told me earlier that you had a teammate in the minors that was a water polo player.
Yeah, and he did the same thing. He was over the top. He could ride the ball at the top of the zone with the best of them. Just couldn't quite figure out that pitching thing.
That's pretty important, right?
Yeah. It's more than just having good stuff.
Yeah, Ryan thought it helped him with his mechanics. He's a bit of an eclectic soul. During COVID, he had so much free time, he decided to go full Tommy Pham. He learned Muay Thai from Twins trainers over Zoom. He said he's not there to throw hands or get into UFC, but he akin throwing a baseball to throwing a punch, getting your arm out front. And he saw the similarities in throwing mechanics from water polo and the martial arts.
Shoulder strength and scap stability.
Up and in on Stevenson. What is that word again? Scap stability?
Yes. You know, those 2 little shoulder blades you have back there, the way that they rotate. Yeah. If your scap is tight, your shoulder is headed for doom. Trust me.
We were talking about your first shoulder surgery last night.
Mine's all metal.
2-2. Strike 3.
Hey, Joe Ryan really likes the top of the strike zone, almost an upshoot fastball, but that just tells you he can carry the ball at the top of the zone. It looks like it's going to come down to you, and it just stays. It rides high and tight.
Corner shallow, trying to deny bunt. Strike one to Friedel. It was fly to right and line to right. We have seen some harder contact. He had the line drive to Arise the other day. What are you seeing in Friedel?
I mean, hitting's hard. But the part that we are so used to seeing is the ball that's shot into the left center field gap or through the left side of the infield. That's where it seemed like TJ had so much success last year.
His biggest goal, just get on base, but getting some base hits would help in that regard. And the truth is, that's true of most of the Reds lineup outside of De La Cruz and Stewart, but all the more pronounced because of De La Cruz and Stewart from the top two bats. You know, Matt McLean's been walking, but he's now 1 for his last 18 and has struck out twice tonight. Check swing, appeal, he went, strike 3. Splitter in the dirt, 1, 2, 3, bounce back for Ryan.
El Canuck injury update earlier today. This is Nick Lodolo off the mound here at Target Field. Faced live hitters for the first time coming back from the blister issue. He faced hitters for 2 innings. If he checks out good tomorrow, Tuesday in Tampa, it'll be 3 up-downs for Lodolo, making progression. And if you notice, that is Jose Trevino. He caught the session. Trevino also hit in the cage. It's going well there. They're going to ramp up his activity.
I appreciate that, Jim. Would love to see him back out there. Longtime friend of Williamson from their shared college time. Miss away to Brooks Lee, who is flying to right. And Jim Williamson, no stranger to frigid conditions. Is Bubba back? 2-0.
There's no question about that, John. Could you hear me there for a minute? Or
we can now.
Oh, you can now. Okay.
Yeah, this is I think you're on a cell phone. Might be a bad cell.
Breaker 1-9. He is no stranger to the cold whatsoever. In fact, he told me that he pitched in college one time on his birthday. It was 19 degrees and the wind was howling. He thought, okay, there's no way anyone's going to hit it out on this day. First pitch, he grooved one. He said he gave up one of the longest home runs of his life. But my favorite story is that it would snow so bad, they shoveled snow to left field one day and they put caution tape around it. And if anyone hit it in that area, it was a ground rule double. So pitching and playing in Minnesota is certainly a different animal. Before weather would break, they would have to throw in an abandoned high school, but they couldn't go outside of the gym because of asbestos. So there were all kinds of limitations. And the fact that he's on a major league mound, going through all that where it's not warm year round, it's a little extra hard when you're from Minnesota.
Well, thank you, Jim. A bunt try by Kreidler goes foul. Get the idea, but giving up an out when you're down multiple runs.
I think he was bunting for a hit. I mean, that was not a square around. That was a drag bunt. He just didn't quite have the angle of the bat.
Suarez now in a half step in third. Lee held on by Stewart. Stewart, by the way, during that last AB was stretching his hips and his legs between pitches.
Well, you can see the position players starting to put their hands in their back pocket, trying to keep their hands warm because the temperature is dropping. I know that because I'm in it.
You had an option to keep the windows closed, and you said no. I want to feel the field.
We're pros. Think Ellie's cold?
He had a similar face wear when we were coming over to the ballpark today. He was prepared right from the get-go.
Gotta have that electricity on the vest.
So this is the heated vest.
Nice and warm right there. As long as it's on red, if that thing goes off, we're in trouble. I might have to pull an Elvis.
It took you a bit to learn some of the battery system of that vest.
Yeah, there's a different way to get that thing to turn on, but I got it now.
Upstairs, full count. A walk began the inning. He's now 3-2 on Kreibler, top of the order on deck. There is a chill in the air here in Minneapolis. Stewart brings that one in. Payoff. Upstairs, back-to-back walks begin the frame.
That is going to present a problem because when you walk the 8th and 9th batters, you turn it back over to the top of the order. That's where the better hitters hit.
Now the second and third walks for Williamson on the game. You saw Buxton just off on the changeup. His first AB, he would fly out. He seemed to be hunting that pitch, second AB.
And he got it and smoked it.
And it was a pitch off the plate.
Yeah, it was a ball. It was up and away. But Buxton is a good enough hitter that if he's sitting on it and it's up, he can hit it across the board.
A lot of flyouts for Williamson tonight. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Most of the outs coming on that cutter changeup combination. How do you pitch Buxton this time around with his stuff?
Well, I think you don't want to make a mistake with the cutter over the inside part of the plate. That's the ball that he could do some damage with. Even though the ball's not carrying very well here tonight, that's a ball he can hook out of the ballpark.
Nobody out, 2 on. First pitch curveball. Now last time around they heavily pinched that 5-6 hole. This time around De La Cruz is a little truer to short. Sticks a strike. He made Williamson come in the zone once. Would he hold back on a fastball again? Up and in.
And if you're trying to set up the changeup, that's where you've got to get that cutter. It's got to start on the corner and run off the inside edge towards the hands of the hitter. As you leave that cutter on the plate here, Buxton can hurt you.
3-1. Buxton got off to a slow start a week plus into the year. He's been on fire the last week plus. It's upstairs. It's bases loaded, all on walks. Reds have a right-hander up in their pen. It is Connor Phillips. Martin stands in, who walked in the third. He's also flied to left. A top 5 pick by Toronto in 2020. came over in the Jose Barrios deal. First pitch, shot to right center. Benson streaking, gap on the slide, stab and grab. Runners tag second and third, but what a play. It's going to be a sac fly and just one RBI. The Reds still have the lead. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I think when that ball came off the bat, both Friedel and Benson thought the ball was heading to the gap. And you could see Benson reroute back towards second base as that ball began to just die. A nice play.
So Lee in, Kreidler to third. Then at the corners for Keyshaw, who is fly to center, struck out looking. Oh, ground ball to double play here would be dynamite.
Watch Buxton running.
Grounded to third, backhanded Suarez. Feed to second, on to first. Double play! The Reds turn two!
Nice call there, partner.
Oh, Williamson gives a low 5 to Stevenson. Hey, Eugenio, ignite! 5-4-3.
New Dawn Platinum.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by your Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Ram dealers. And by UC Health. Expect more at uchealth.com. Probably the biggest defensive play on this go-round as a Red by A. Eugenio Suarez.
You notice that as he backhanded the ball, that right foot stabbed into the dirt. He didn't take that extra step. An extra step may have cost him on the back end with the throw to first. Even though McLean turned it over about as good as you could do it, if he takes one more step, that might have been the difference.
When I reflect back to when he played in 21, I always thought the play he made best was to his right, sometimes in foul ground, and that longer throw.
It's all about getting that foot set, because you can't get the throw off unless that right foot's set.
McLean first pitch, poked to right. Wallner started late, coming on and makes the play. You think this inning could be crucial for not just this game, but domino into the series?
Yeah, I think if you can get into this Minnesota Twin bullpen early, and you're looking at, this will be an 85th pitch for Joe Ryan. You don't want him to have a real quick inning. You want him to get into the mid to upper 90s, and hopefully that'll be the end of his night.
If you force the Twins to get an extra 2 outs or an inning out of the bullpen tonight,
it helps you tomorrow and on Sunday. Number one, you get a look at their relievers.
Yep. Striking De La Cruz, who has doubled and scored. He scalded the ball his last time up. Both the Reds and Twins in first place in their respective divisions. Reds have won a lot of close games. Hard ground ball to first. Bell. Well, unless the Reds really mount something with 2 outs here, decent shot. Joe Ryan could come out again next inning. And you've got to think that means he'll be pumping strikes against Sal Stewart, who has reached on base hit and error. He has stolen a bag and scored. Just the 5th Ryan pitch of the inning. Strike 1. Lost the bat. Look out. That bounces in the stands to the second level, and a fan caught it right inside the rail in the second series of sections behind the Reds dugout. Now Stewart's got a new bat and he's about to stand in. Generally, etiquette is the gamer stays with the player. Usually that player would then gift the fan a different bat. But Stewart seems content to have new lumber.
That was quite a bat toss. It's a good thing no one was walking down that little row right there.
Oh, my Lord. Always be alert. Now, that said, Stewart to be down 0-2, he's a rookie. He handles 0-2 better than a lot of people do. Already he's brought it even. There's been that calmness to Stewart. Sure, he's going to strike out sometimes. Almost every great hitter today does. He's also going to reach his share of times too. Good looking pitch. Appeal no go. He held back and he brings it back full.
Well, front door breaking ball. That's a tough pitch right there.
Fouled away. So Stewart has now seen 16 pitches tonight in 3 plate appearances. Keyshaw plays him up the middle. Stewart takes strike 3.
Catch it all season long.
Don't miss a moment this season with Reds.tv. Watch on any of those channels. Stream the entire campaign in Reds territory for just $99.99. Visit Reds.tv for details. Start streaming today. 2-1, a tightrope walk for the Reds. Starting things here in the Twin Cities. Strike 1 at Ryan Jeffers, who has flied out twice. Brandon Williamson just south of 90 pitches. Both teams have action in their bullpens. Reds had Connor Phillips getting warm last inning. Looks like it's him still. Indeed. Stevenson out. Looks like a pitch comm issue for Williamson. What's the focus this inning for Williamson?
Well, I think he's got to be more relaxed, knowing that he's at least qualified for the win. But you get in that 5th inning and you walk the first guy, you fall behind the next, and you start thinking, all right, I got a 2-0 lead. I got a chance to get a win here in front of everybody at the ball game. It's my first time pitching back here, and that's noise you don't need in your head, but you're not expecting it. But it is. It's there, and you're trying to get it out, and that's not that easy.
Fisted foul.
But he's at a point now where it's just a matter of pitch to pitch. You don't worry about that now. You're past the 5th inning.
Almost 500 folks from around his hometown are here. 1-2. Twins have Justin Topa getting loose. They do not have defined bullpen roles like the Reds and many other teams do. It's committee, feel, and circumstance. Check swing. Did he go? No. On the whole tonight, Cowboy, changeup has been the money pitch. Cutter has shown signs.
I think that every time Williamson takes the ball, it's the changeup that's going to make him or break him. If he's able to get it over the plate or get some chases, especially early, the rest of his pitches play up.
Misfired on that fastball. That curveball, though, it seems like the Twins have seen it fairly well. They've laid off it a lot. Popped up.
Change up. That's the kind of swing you're after right there. You bust that fastball way in off the plate, the hitter pretty much jackknifes, and then you go away with a changeup and you get that kind of swing and that reaction.
Josh Bell, first pitch, skips off the mound, rolls beyond short, base hit. So the switch hitting Bell is on, the switch hitting Caratini due up, but here comes the skipper. Phillips has been warm for a bit, and Terry Francona makes the move. Brandon Williamson in line for the win. The book's still open. He gets an out in the 6th. This has got to be special. Came here as a kid. Just about everyone he knows from back home is here tonight.
Every time.
Brandon Williamson leads in line for the win. Responsible for Josh Bell at first. One out. Reds up 2-1. Connor Phillips sticks strike one to Victor Caratini.
Okay, that comeback by Williamson in the 3rd inning, and then he did it again in the 5th. It's pretty gutsy.
93 pitches and 5 1/3. Got 7 fly ball outs. Light lead for Bell. They've turned Caratini around. Watches strike 2. Skyline Chili call to the bullpen. On his career, he's handled inherited runners well. This ball popped foul. Stewart slicing over, and that's in the seats. Emilio Pagan told Jim Day in the leadoff interview right before play got underway, hamstring felt all right. He had thrown earlier today. Even on this cold night, thought he would be available. Foul tip. That's strike 3.
Good fastball from Phillips there. The pitch starts middle away and just takes off up and away from the lefty swinging Caratini. A late little bit of life gets him a strikeout.
Matt Wallner, the only current Twin to have faced Connor Phillips, misses down and in. Wallner's been hit by pitch and struck out tonight. He struck out when 0 for 3 against Phillips lifetime. Phillips' only win as a starter came against the Twins. That was the only other outing for Joe Ryan lifetime against Cincinnati in September of 23. And Phillips also shared recently on the Jim Day podcast that he is embracing his reliever role. There is a part of him that would like to perhaps close one day. He loves higher leverage spots. There's also a part of him that still misses starting.
Well, there's no doubt that he has the stuff to be able to do whatever he would like to do as far as fastball and breaking ball combination. The key for Connor to move towards the back end of the bullpen is staying away from the base on balls.
It's a great episode, by the way, if you get a chance to listen. Also talks about some of the big bumps in the road during his rise, including overcoming thoracic outlet syndrome, which is a real challenge. Had to battle numbness in his hand. Is unsure of exactly when it first arrived. It was probably progressive. Some of the command issues he had late in his starting time might have been related to that. 2-2. Bounced innocently toward first. Phillips flies off the hill. Shovel clean. Got him. Brandon Williamson, the line preserved. Reds ahead 2-1. Brandon Phillips, Aaron Harang, Reggie Sanders, Lou Piniella selected as the Reds Hall of Fame class of 2026. They'll be honored on field 1 week from tomorrow, part of the Reds Hall of Fame induction celebration presented by PNC. Visit Reds.com/tickets. Don't miss this historic weekend. 2-1, Cincinnati has the edge. Twins have a new man on the mound as Joe Ryan leaves on the hook. 2 runs, 1 earned in 6 innings. New pitch comm device now in the ball cap of Justin Topa. Our FanDuel pitching change.
Awkward little motion for Justin Topa, kind of a short armor. And you got to make sure that you're looking in the right spot to pick up the ball early.
Strike one, Eugenio Suarez, who's been a star tonight. His double drove in the Reds 2 runs. He also made the backhand play to his right for a huge double play a few innings ago. Topa, a bat boy for the AA Binghamton Mets growing up. Got to the Twins in a trade that was in January of 24. He was packaged along with former Red Anthony DeSclafani and others for Jorge Polanco, Mariners and Twins. Over third, base hit. Kreidler with the leap and extension could not bring it in. And Suarez has another multi-hit game.
Nice job by Suarez to pull those hands in. That ball was running right towards his body. And he just uses the hips, pulls the hands in, gets short, lays it out there.
Leadoff man on. Nathaniel Lowe is grounded out to second. He is struck out swinging. You know what that hit continues a pace of. Suarez was down 0-2. All 4 Reds hits tonight have come with 2 strikes. That includes 3 off All-Star Joe Ryan. That's off the end of the bat to center, sub carry. Buxton going in steep retreat. At the wall, makes the catch. He is a highlight machine in center field, and he robs Nathaniel Lowe. One of the best batted balls of the night is a long out.
Just hit it to the wrong part of the ballpark.
Cody Funderburk is up in the Twins pen. Lefty. Graham Ashcraft is up in the Reds pen. Right-hander. Strike one on Spencer Steer, who was fly to right, grounded to short. That ball hit at 105.5, very similar to the Tyler Stevenson out earlier in the game. Yeah, there is a little funk to how Topa comes home.
Yeah, it's real short arm action, and he's flat with his fingers. By that I mean his fingertips are pointing towards the third base bag as he comes through the ball. That's why he gets such significant movement as the ball gets to the plate.
The middle, handled by the pitcher. Topa, fire to second. Keyshaw double play. 1-4-3, minimum face frame. Now the Reds have a 2-1 lead. Many of their victories have been close. Big part of that, their bullpen. They are 10-0 when they enter the seventh with the lead.
Say that's pretty good. I'm surprised that the Twins are in that same spot.
I think that comes in part because often the lead has been significant at that stage. Graham Ashcraft has had a great campaign so far.
Shorter cutter, later biting cutter, more velocity on the cutter, better carry at the top of the strike zone.
He was showing me and Jim Day after his last outing the amount of vertical movement he got on that pitch his last outing, and then was quickly showing many of his teammates what the report was. Now that said, he confessed he did not know where it was going, but it was moving. Facing Brooks Lee.
And I watched silently.
Because Jim Day, you were talking to him the other day about his slider and you jinxed it?
Well, he thinks I did. I don't believe in such things, but you know, a few outings ago, it was really filthy, the slider, and I walked up to him and just the relationship he and I have, I said, I'm reluctantly going to give you a compliment. That slider was filthy. He goes out that night, sliders all over the place. I walk up the tunnel, first person I see, Graham Ashcraft.
High fly to right. This will stay in. It's okay, Jim. Not here.
Oh, well, I would have never heard the end of it right there. First person I see is Graham, and in complete Graham Ashcraft fashion, he says, my slider was blank. Thanks. Don't ever talk to me again. So we'll be in silence from now on.
He's one of the more talkative pitchers. Even when he was a starter, he's going to face a pinch hitter here. Trevor Larnach is going to stand in for Kreidler, so they go left-right. And you know, this year, oddly enough, Ashcraft has true splits, and that speaks some to what his stuff has done, his willingness and ability to pitch into righties, but he very naturally pitches better to left-handed hitters.
Yeah, that hard cutter that starts middle end, by the time the left-hander begins his swing, the ball just eats him up, and it's tough to pick up.
So Larnach off the bench.
Like that.
You can see how uncomfortable that take was. One and one. And Larnach off to a strong start, hitting .267, getting on base at a .421 rate in his limited ABs. Lays off that slider. You're not out of the water yet, Jim. Bounced foul.
That's what I'm talking about with the cutter. Hitter sees it. It looks like it's just going to be something you can waylay. It's middle in. And then by the time you swing, it's just all over your hands.
Now Larnach on his career tends to put the ball on the ground some. He's not doing that this year. Ashcraft has become more of a strikeout pitcher this year. That's in, and that's a walk. Tying run is on. And we'll get a pinch runner. Tristan Gray, who likely would have had to come in defensively anyway, comes in to run for Larnach. So Derek Shelton's going in on the Zenning. Top of the order here. Buxton has singled, walked. He's 1 for 2. Suarez tighter to the chalk at third. Strike. Lays off. Buxton's had some good takes tonight. Popped up, shallow right. Benson in. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Now Austin Martin, who has walked, he's 0 for 2, 2 outs in the air. Twins have been tamed to 1 run on 3 hits tonight. Only one of those knocks has come in 10 ABs with men on base. Suarez, true no doubles now at third. Up the middle, that's trouble. Into center field, base hit. Up to second goes Gray, the equalizer.
Just got the barrel on the ball. Pretty good timing by Austin Martin.
There's something to keep in mind. While Gray came out as a pinch runner, he's not a base stealer. He's not that fast. He's in the 30th percentile in sprint speed. It's not automatic that he scores on a base hit. Luke Keyshaw, first pitch, bounce to third. Suarez, stabbing grab to his feet. Got him! Oh, great play by Gino Suarez.
Still got it. Nice.
Toyota game summary. Brandon Williamson in line for the win back in his home state. Reds got the better of Joe Ryan. 2 runs, 1 earned. That's the difference right now. Eugenio Suarez drove in both and has made 2 really nice picks at third base.
Not only the lunge to get to this ball, but just the agility of going down to the dirt, spinning on that knee, and getting up and making the perfect throw.
We saw Tristan Gray come on as a pinch runner. He stays in the game at third. Pinch hitter is up for the Reds with a new man on the mound. Cody Funderburk pitches for the Twins. Dane Myers pinch hitting, yanks back a bunt. Well, Myers hits for Benson. Sends this to shallow center. Buxton coming on hard, sprinting from center, and makes the play. He's been impressive there tonight.
Yeah, you know, you hear every once in a while, well, he's not as fast as he used to be. He's still plenty fast enough. I mean, that's a long way to go to get to that ball in the 8th inning of a ball game that the temperature feels like it's in the 20s.
He is still in the top 5% of speed in the majors. And ABS, powered by T-Mobile, challenge.
The catcher is challenging the call of ball.
Called a ball on Stevenson. Each team has 1 to lose. That is a strike. 0-1.
Call is overturned for a strike. Minnesota has 1 challenge remaining.
A few Reds have had some tougher luck starts. I think Steer is starting to turn the corner a bit. Stevenson not quite yet. He has a line drive out. Good AB. His first time he has struck out as well. Down and in. So with Myers hitting for Benson, you'd have to imagine Myers will play center. And I would think that means Friedel to left, Steer to right.
I think you're right on the money.
Now another option could be, you do have Reese Hines now. Good athlete, improved defender. Grounded to third. Gray straight up. With a stretch. And Hines probably has the best outfield arm on the team and one of the better ones in the bigs. It's not always accurate. And Tony Santillan is warming for the Reds. TJ Friedel is 0 for 3. Fly to right, line to right. He is struck out. Square. Pulled down, watches a strike.
He was going to try to take that one with him down the first baseline, and Bell was quickly in.
If you're hearing a different tone to the Cowboy, he's going deeper into tundra mode right now. You've got the mask up. Corners pinch. Bunt. Perfect. Good one. Throw to first. In time, got him.
Wow, that was a great bunt.
Keyshaw to Bell. 1, 2, 3.
Free Eat Sonic.
Get the 2026 Reds Heads Kids Club membership for Reds fans ages 3 to 12. It includes exclusive merch, free Reds tickets, special members-only experiences at the ballpark. Available now, Reds.com/fan-clubs. Dane Myers indeed stays in the game at center. They bump TJ Friedel to left. Spencer Steer goes from left to right. New man on the mound is Tony Santillan. First pitch to Ryan Jeffers, yanked wide. Santillan, like many of his bullpen brethren, having a stellar start to his season.
He's just rock solid.
Off the end of the bat, up the middle. First hit for Jeffers tonight.
You just know that every time Santillan comes into the ball game, you're going to get as highly competitive as he can be on that given night.
That chipped the bat. Oh, more than chipped.
It exploded the bat.
Right into Stevenson. backswing just snapped off.
You see shrapnel flying everywhere after that swing of the bat. I bet that didn't feel good on his hands.
Josh Bell's been very aggressive tonight, 2 for 3. He has seen 5 pitches. Now 6 and 4 times to the plate. Here's a chill in the air. In between pitches, Eugenio Suarez taking a warming pack into his right hand and shaking it off third. In the air, center field, Myers.
And all you're really trying to do with that pack is just keep that blood going in your fingertips. The last thing you want to do is grab the baseball and it be a little bit of a numbness in those fingers from the cold.
We also see a wardrobe change for Sal Stewart. I don't remember that hoodie earlier in the game. He's now got the long sleeves and the hood popping out of the jersey. And Ellie De La Cruz with that quarterback hand warmer out there doing his best Burrow. Caratini first pitch slash. Friedel can't get there. But Tony Santillan, give me the ball.
Yeah, you know, that only works while you're still playing. It does. You can be the toughest closer, but when you get up here doing this mess, there's no adrenaline. You're freezing, and you're not moving.
I mean, you're literally in part of your hunting gear.
I am. I just happened to put the Reds over the top of it.
Up in the deer stand with Cowboy.
That's right.
Downstairs.
The only thing I'm missing right now is a nap in the deer stand.
Breathing okay in that?
Baseball is not supposed to be like this. I guess it is in Minnesota. Of course, that picture you showed me earlier of Colorado, it was snowing. Crazy.
I was talking with Chris Valleca about this place the other day. Of course, he spent a long time with Cleveland, playing and coaching in the division, and he came here with Miami early in the 2013 season. They got snowed out. To first, backhand by Stewart. Thought about second. He'll take it to first. Knew that internal clock. Gets the second out. Jeffers to second base.
I think this is a great decision from Sal Stewart here, because he had to turn the other way. He had to turn the wrong way to try to make that play. You see him go down. He sees the runner. He has to turn not where he could get a good throw off, and then you don't really know exactly where that runner was in his sight line towards where De La Cruz was coming to the bag.
Pinch runner is in. James Outman now runs at second base. So there's only one bench position player left for Derek Shelton and the Twins. Matt Wallner has been hit by pitch. He has struck out. He is tapped out to the pitcher. Big swing. Miss down. Cole Sands, right-hander, is up in the Twins pen.
Well, that is right at the bottom of the zone. Look at where this crosses the plate. Ooh, it's right at the bottom of the kneecaps.
2 outs, 2 strikes. Santillan to center field. Myers fading back, and he's got it. Santillan works around the leadoff hit. The lead maintained. 2-1. They'll try to add on.
Ray St. Clair Roofing.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
2 runs in the 4th on a Suarez double. He ignited a double play that held the Twins to 1 the next inning. New man on the mound is Cole Sands. Ball 1 to Matt McLean. It sure would be nice if the Reds could add on.
Amen. Even if it's just 1 run.
McLean has not gone deep yet this year. He's 0 for 3 today. He is now 1 for his last 19. All sorts of layers. And I think the beverage might be the best shield of all. Full count. Emilio Pagan warms, the former Twin, now the Reds closer. Gray just backed up at third. Payoff. Called strike 3. I think twice, Cowboy, we've seen Reds with body language thinking maybe challenge, but they only have 1 to lose. They might need that up a run in the bottom of the 9th. That look just elevated. But the Reds know the value of that late challenge. De La Cruz. So the 3 strikeouts for McLean tonight, all looking. De La Cruz has doubled and scored. He's 1 for 3. Even a little more than his teammates, and our view here affords the angle a bit better. Right before that last pitch, Sal Stewart cheats a little closer to the circle.
Trying to get as good of an angle of the new pitcher as you can get. If you watch Byron Buxton, he's almost behind the catcher and the umpire when he gets in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, the circle itself means nothing. See, that's the holding tank for the donut and the extra bats. Ornamental at this stage.
Well, it means nothing unless the pitcher says, hey, get him back in the on-deck circle. But guys, for some reason, pitchers don't do that. They just let him stand right behind home plate and time you up.
3-1, taking all the way. Payoff. De La Cruz is on for a second time tonight. Could the run game?
Amen. This is one of those spots that you have to be sure that Ellie is ready to run. But just the threat of having him there, look at the hole on the right side of the infield. It is tremendous. We have seen Stewart go through that hole many a time here in the early part of this season.
Caratini is the worst pop time in the majors this year. He's at 206. Guided toward that right side, flip to second. They get one, not in time. Stewart avoids the double play.
Well, Ellie almost beat that out. Keyshaw had to move a good bit to his left, and the ball was not hit hard. It was hit off the end of the bat. It's close.
Eugenio Suarez. Twin dugout just made Gray take 2 big steps to his right. He is hugging that line down the third base way. 2 hits tonight for Suarez, including a 2-run double. This came in the 4th inning. Stewart back, nearly came off the bag. Smart tag try there by Bell, but Sal able to get on.
Corner of that back can be a little tricky sometimes.
And now with 2 strikes, Mike Napoli goes over, speaks to Stewart in his right ear. Time ticking. We should see Colin Cowgill back coaching first sooner than later. Looking pretty good, coming off that knee surgery in spring. Well wide. Gino has some veteran takes in 2 strike counts. Full count. The Red that has handled Sands the best lifetime is on deck. Will Lowe get a chance to stand in? Stewart's got some speed off first. He goes. Called strike 3. The lead at 1. The former Twin back at Target Field. Emilio Pagan is on.
Where folks.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Reds, the official source for Reds gear. Reds up a run. Bottom 9, the former Twin is in. Emilio Pagan, the Reds have been great in close contests. When they score 2 or less, they have a winning mark. The rest of the league plays 155 baseball. They are one of 2 teams undefeated in 1-run games. Key Brian Hayes is in defensively, and Brooks Lee pops up the first pitch. McLean the call. 1 out. And this outing's big, Cowboy, for Pagan. And not just because he's back where he played for a couple of years, but also his first outing since he seemed to feel something in his hamstring on Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that you're pitching in a cold ballpark and you've been sitting a long time in that bullpen, and I'm sure that he's got it wrapped. He's probably been moving around down there, but he looks good. He looks fine, and it may have just been a spasm or a cramp.
Gets ahead on Tristan Gray. He shared with us the other day the biometric camera system the Reds have flagged a subtlety in his delivery in advance of him feeling the hamstring. That when he released the pitch, instead of that front foot stopping with his leg, it would give a bit and slide forward. And he thinks that was a combination of why he was not throwing as many strikes and a precursor to the hamstring. And in that last outing, he was aware of that and stopping, and he was pumping strikes at a rate we had not seen this year.
But it also puts an extreme amount of pressure on that front hamstring when you go to land. As you can see, as he comes to the plate, it's almost as though that leg kind of kicks out a little bit and then takes a huge stride to the plate. He really gets on the back leg a lot, but as you land, all of that force transfers to that front leg.
Two. Struck him out.
Just ran that right away from Tristan Gray. This is right on the outside corner.
Eric Orsi is warming in the Twins pen just in case. No doubles at third from Ke'Bryan Hayes. Pagan's former teammate Byron Buxton, a base hit and a walk tonight. Strike one. He is the Twins' best bat. Had been scalding hot the last week and a half entering play tonight. Strike two.
If you throw that split here, you want to bury it. Don't give him anything that he can go out and hook.
Check swing in the dirt, appeal no go.
Perfect pitch.
Just stays alive.
We've seen Buxton expand the plate more than once here tonight, and he does it in that instance on that pitch because that was off the plate. It was a definite ball, and he's swinging anyway. Anything close, he's hacking.
One, two. And in similar fashion, if there's anything close, that's why you hold on to the challenge. If Tyler Stevenson thinks it's a borderline strike that's called a ball, tap that head immediately. Down. If you lose Buxton, he's a highly efficient base stealer. Oh, 2 to 3-2. Pagan home. Chip to second. McLean. Ball game. The Reds take it 2-1. They are a baseball best 9-0 in games decided by 2 or less, and they are 5-0 in one-run games.
That bullpen has been about as good as you could ask for, maybe better than what you could ask for. They have locked it down. Seems like every time the opportunity has come up.
The best start in games decided by 2 or less since the Sox in 08. The best bullpen ERA in the game belongs to the Reds, and what a night for Eugenio Suarez, who was right at the heart of 3 different major moments.
And did it not only with the bat, but also in the field as well, and more than once on each side of the fence.
A team effort tonight. You know, the bench was part of the defensive replacements in the later stage. Multiple bullpen arms, and Brandon Williamson pitching in his home state with over 500 friends and family on hand, his wife and child, his folks. He gets the victory as the Reds take down a fellow first place squad. Will step aside. Post game is still to come. Another tightrope walk. The Reds take it 2-1.
Let's go places.
Welcome into the Reds post-game show. A cold night in Minnesota and a low-scoring affair, but the Redlegs take game 1 of 3 against the Twins. Jim Day, Eugenio Suarez. Tell you what, their first-place team come in here and get the first one. Big win.
Yes, big win here. You know, coming to this serious cold weather. Thanks God we got the first one, so it's a good start for us.
You were involved in 3 key moments. Let's start with offense here. You delivered both runs. Were you looking for a breaking ball in that situation on the 2 RBI double?
I mean, I saw a really good pitch over there. I thought it was a ball. I think our home play umpire really missed a couple of those, and I was ready for something that is part of the play. You know, I just don't want to strike out looking pitch, and he hanged that one right there, and thanks God I was able to put a ball in play and he put that one for double. So I look in something in that play. I don't looking for a specific pitch, but I knew he's not gonna try to coming in because the umpire give it to him out of spot. So I was ready for something right there, and thanks God I put that one in play.
How about this pitching you guys have been getting?
I mean, that was awesome. I think Williamson did a really good job. You know, commend his pitch. He make a really good job, and you know, that's something that we're looking for. You know, have those outing like he had it tonight, and I know with you know, we're gonna play behind him, try to help him to win the game.
He doesn't get there, or they don't get there without some big defensive plays. The older dude could still pick it. Tell me about the double play and then the dive, and I mean, those are massive plays in this game.
I love play third base. You know, those play like that, it made me excited. You know, it made me think that I still had it. You know, I'm not done play third base yet. And you know, the first one I think was one of the better one for me because I knew if he hit it right to me that we hard, and I was able to make a double play. So that was my first stop. You know, try to turn the double play and end the inning with that play. And the other one, I just try to save it running. You know, I don't want that ground ball go to the outfield, and I did it. So it's good for me, and it's good for our team. We keep the games close.
Gino, congratulations on the night and the victory.
Thank you, Gene. Have a good night.
Kills me every time. Let's bring in John Sadek and the Cowboy Jeff Brantley. It was pitching again tonight, but defense as well from Gino. In fact, 3 big moments. You could say that Gino was a major part of this victory tonight.
Oh, very much so indeed, Jim. And I can feel the love. The bromance continues. There's a podcast in the can, by the way. Gino is doing his first ever in English podcast with Jim Day. But Suarez was so smooth and impactful, both in the field and at the plate tonight.
Yeah, I thought that looking at the way that he was swinging the bat, there weren't those overswings with the big launch angle trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. It was a cold night. Ball was going nowhere tonight. I mean, every time a fly ball came up, it looked like it was heading just to the warning track. But that swing there, he takes a breaking ball that's up and away, and he hooks it into left center field. And, I mean, that was your ball game right there. I mean, the Reds made it stand up after that.
And once they finally got the bullpen, first man to face Topa, trying to set the stage to add on.
Yeah. Suarez just continues to do things that, you know, we knew that Suarez could hit the ball out of the ballpark. You're coming off a 49 home run year, but what he's doing right now is he's showing that he can hit for batting average. But those plays that he made at third base tonight, that's as good as it gets. I mean, they were lunging plays both to his right and to his left. That play right there saves a run. It's a 2-1 ball game.
And both of those, he robbed Luke Keeschall for that double play. Also with 2 on for that final out. That came on first pitch contact. That was critical in the game tonight. The 3-hole hitter for the Twins had a ton of chances. The Twins entered #1 in the majors, hitting with men in scoring position, held to an 0 tonight by Reds pitching.
And it was the Reds that got the hits with the runners in scoring position tonight, and it was Gino Suarez that picked it up.
And so the Reds take it by a final count of 2-1. Brandon Williamson got it done in a big way for these Reds. 500 friends and family members on hand for this game.
Yeah, and that's a little pressure in itself. I mean, when you grow up coming to this ballpark, and this is the team that you pulled for when you were growing up, and now all of that comes full circle. I think we saw a little bit of that uneasiness there in the 5th inning when he walked the first 3 batters. But I thought that it was a gutsy performance. I thought the third inning, he really did what he had to do to get out of that with no damage. And I thought he did the same thing again in the fifth inning. But it comes down to the changeup for Brandon Williamson. If he's able to get that over the plate, he can use that cutter late. He can use his fastball at the top of the zone. It adds a little bit of life to both of those pitches, but the changeup is where it's at.
Yeah, the ABS challenge was lost by the Twins for the K. Will Benson helped him out with that sliding grab. Was a line drive sac fly, and then this ignition by Suarez. That was a fulcrum moment in the game.
It was. The play was towards the line, and what I thought was so good about the play from Suarez is that he caught the ball and set his right foot at exactly the same time. And when you're turning a double play, those small little things make all the difference in the world. Even when you have a guy like Matt McLain that turns it so quickly, but the runner was busting it down the line. That stabbing that foot in the ground, that made the difference on the play.
And so the Reds, a one-run edge. They have made this a habit, winning close games. And when you have the best bullpen ERA in the game, a big part of it, Emilio Pagan showed that hammy was just fine.
Yeah, I thought tonight was the best that we've seen him throw yet. He was aggressive in the strike zone. The split finger not fading from left to right, but going straight down. And I thought that he was on the attack from the time he got into the ball game. No backing away at all. Gets the first batter on the pop-up. Strikeout here. That fastball had some light to it. That's how you get it by him. But look at that awkward swing by Byron Buxton to finish the ball game. Buxton, I guarantee you, he was looking fastball, got in the middle of his swing, and then tried to change it in mid-stroke. Can't do it.
A 1-2-3 ninth for Pagan. We still have more to come. We'll step aside. Fireworks going off in the background while the Reds can celebrate another road win. They take the opener from the Twins 2-1. Cincinnati Reds postgame is presented by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. 2-1. The Reds prevail by a single score. Eugenio Suarez, a two-run double. Couple of big picks. Brandon Williamson and the bullpen. Brilliant yet again. They corralled a Twins club that's one of the best run-scoring teams in the American League. Twins entered with the best run differential in baseball, best batting average in OPS with men in scoring position, and Reds pitching up to the task. Let's listen in to the skipper, get Terry Francona's thoughts.
Once again, what can you say about this pitching you're getting?
Well, I'll tell you what, and we needed every bit of it. You know, Willie dodged a couple walks there, and then, you know, we had a real big double play. Gino making a really nice play, and our bullpen did a great job.
Tell me about Gino. Playing third base again tonight, and he told me after the game, listen, I still got it. I can still do it down there.
You know, we've played him at third so many times on some of the day games, and that's probably not the best way to go about it, but you're trying to get bats and sit guys. But he really, you know, offensively, he drove in our runs, and he played the heck out of third.
Williamson, one, he's facing a good team, a team that's scored runs, but coming back here with so many family and friends here, and able to keep the emotions in check tonight?
I thought he handled himself really good. He looked like he was having fun pitching. I know he didn't like walking, you know, the bases loaded, but he looked like he was enjoying himself out there. I like that. When guys are enjoying competing, then we're okay.
A couple of gut check moments, bases loaded jam he got out of.
Yeah, we had a couple, and, you know, fortunately, Santillan got the line out to center. That ball was leaned on pretty good, but this ballpark was going to play big tonight. I mean, I thought Lowe hit the heck out of his ball.
Pagan said before the game he was ready to go. He had the wrap and all that. What'd you think?
Yeah, we wanted to stay away from him yesterday because he had gotten there early and thrown like 10 in the morning. And we kind of checked with the trainers and Fumo, and he was good to go.
Obviously, hamstring good?
Yeah. Getting through it. So as long as I can do my delivery down the mound and not have to change any of that, I think I'll be fine.
Discomfort at all?
On the ball Buxton hit, just trying to kind of get off the mound quick. Just natural reaction to get over on a ball hit that way. I could just tell that it was tight, but again, as long as I can do my delivery, guys like Buxton are going to be hard to beat to first, but I like my chances.
What did you see from Williamson able to keep his emotions in check with all that family here?
Yeah, that was so cool. You know, I don't have a team in my home state, so I don't know what that feels like. But you know, to pitch, you know, for probably his favorite team growing up in front of that many friends and family, had to be a very surreal feeling, and he handled it great. Threw the ball really well, moved the ball in and out, up and down, and it was fun to watch.
What about what this bullpen is doing these days? I think you guys maybe you're the best bullpen in the game right now.
We think so. You know, that the results are going to come and go. You know, with how often relievers throw. You know, I'm probably sounding like a broken record at this point, but like as long as we're throwing the ball well, then we don't need to focus on the results. And so, you know, we've been executing pitches at a pretty high level for the most part, and it's fun. It's fun to be a part of that group every day. Seems like it's somebody new kind of every series that's stepping up big for us, covering multiple innings or throwing 2 out of 3 of the series. With a lot of different weapons out there, so it's a really talented group, and you know, a fun one to be a part of.
The former Twin found his first closing role in Cincinnati. He bolts down his 6th save. Jim Day will have more of the postgame in just a bit.